than the dreams I have had. And one of my long time dreams is to live by the beach or live in near access to the ocean, or at least be able to fly out somewhere and have a house or stay in an Airbnb and be able to afford that. A part of that dream is also being able to afford the time that if something happens or if my family needs some kind of assistance, whether it's me pointing them towards a resource or having it directly, to be able to have it for them. And within this last month before I went on this trip, my father got into an accident. And I remember waking up, one, confused and super, super worried because he just got into an accident. Everything is fine. But I remember there was a time or there was a point where I was sitting with him that night that it's like, oh, man, how am I going to explain this at work? Like, the compensation that I was trading my time, my mental health, my family, like, just wasn't worth it. And then I started to spiral in the fact that a couple of years ago when I started this job, I wanted to be the best version of myself so that I can have a great output at work. So I started working out way more consistently, eating healthily, consistently as well. Just no drinking, just in what was peak condition back then and now the standard. And I was still facing a lot of friction during that job, and I was so confused as to why because I'm not a very confrontational person. I'm not. I'm pretty. I keep to myself, and I just work hard. I've never had any trouble in that department except for this job. And once again, I was just being made smaller than the dreams I've had, and I think maybe my light was too bright for that job. Not to sound cliche or corny, but I think that it just wasn't the fit for me. I needed to be working somewhere else. It wasn't exactly them or it wasn't exactly me. It definitely wasn't me, I don't think. I mean, I just I didn't understand at the time, but now I do. And this most recent vacation, I don't know if you can call it frontal lobe development or no longer making excuses for myself, but it's like, why do I feel like I have to go back to my life? I mean, we're going to have ups and downs, but life should be enjoyed for the most part, especially with all of the God's art that He has, the beaches, the mountains, the hills, being able to use my body to work out. And I've been thinking about that saying a lot by Confucius that a man has two lives and his second one starts when he realizes he only has one. Me being able to afford the time to be able to take off when necessary because